Hello everyone, welcome to FPL Jedi Show Gameweek 17 deadline stream. The day is here, FPL has returned and it's a Boxing Day, Monday 26 December. We are happy to be here. Gameweek 17 has returned, everyone is finalizing their team. But before anything today, we'll definitely run through team news and also quotes from managers from the Friday press conference before the Christmas day. My name is Hafiz and I think I'll be alone today. Maybe Azmin has not wake up yet, but maybe he might join later today. But the show must go on. So would like to welcome to the stream Rakan FPL. Very good morning to you. Hope everything is well and you are finalizing your team. And okay. Sorry, there's a bit problem with my camera. Okay, we are back. So I think let's jump straight to Game Week 17 fixtures. There'll be 10 fixtures to be played for the next 2-3 days. We start off with Brentford versus Spurs is another London derby. We have at 10 p.m. today, Crystal Palace versus Fulham, Everton versus Wolves. I think Everton and Wolves are desperate for points. Everton at 17th place and Wolves at the bottom of the league. Leicester versus Newcastle, another intriguing match where Rodgers will face Eddie Howe. And then Southampton versus Brighton. Nathan Jones are welcoming Brighton as the new manager at his hometown. Aston Villa versus Liverpool at 1:30 a.m. And then late in the day of Arsenal versus West Ham United. Can Arsenal continue their good form? We shall see. And then on Wednesday night at 1:30 a.m. we have Chelsea versus Bournemouth, and then Manchester United will welcome Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford before we end up Game Week 17 with Leeds entertaining Man City at Ellen Road. So we jump straight to what the team news is and what the managers have been saying. First, we go to Brentford. I think before we go to the team news, would like to congratulate Thomas Frank for his extension of contract. I think he signed another extension of 5 years. So well done, Thomas Frank has actually committed his long term to Brentford project. What he has been revealed that Pontus Jensen is ready for selection. Okay, we are not sure whether he'll start in this game, but the rest, Christian Ayer and also Aaron Hickey are still progressing but remain sidelined. You can see at the predicted lineup, the usual suspect will be there. Tony Mbomo is expected to start up front, even though there's a rumors of ongoing investigation on betting case of Ivan Tony. So there's no execution of punishment yet, but we shall see in January. The FA has not come to any conclusion, it's still under investigation. So Tony could actually is available, but it could be at risk moving forward. But he should be playing this game. And then for Spurs, there's a lot of players from Spurs camp who are actually involved at World Cup, especially Hugo Lloris, their captain, and also Christian Romero at the final. Okay, Evan Percy also have heavily involved until the third and fourth placing of the World Cup. Conte did say that he's back and available. We are not sure whether he'll be starting. The rest, another news also, Richarlison will be sidelined for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Son could be doubtful, but in this Predator lineup, we can see there Son, Kane, and Kulusevski are expected to start up front with wing-back Emerson Royal and Doherty to start at the right and also left wing side. So I also want to share, yesterday I heard Conte did mention that whoever involved at World Cup will be given extra rest. So could there be uncertain in terms of starting for Kane and Son? We are not sure, but we are expected them to start. Okay, next one is Crystal Palace versus Fulham. This also a London derby match. Okay, Crystal Palace, Jens Mercator and also Nathan Ferguson still remain sideline. They are still in the injury list. Okay, they could be back somewhere training in the new year. Sam Johnston still will be out for the next 2 months, but we can see there the normal suspected Guita, Anderson, Mark Gill actually suspended for this game. I would like to share with that. The rest, we expect Zaha, Edward, and also Olise to start up front. Ize, the performing players before the World Cup break, they expected to start also. For Fulham side, I think this more concern for FPL players because there are a lot of managers were thinking of bringing in the likes of Mitrovic. Marco Silva has actually shared the news that fitness of Mitrovic and also Robinson could be suspected. There will be a late test on their fitness to start. The pair weren't involved in the last friendly match, and we can see in the Predator lineup, Carlos Vinicius is actually starting the lineup instead of Mitrovic. So if you're thinking to bring in Mitrovic in your team draft, think again. He might not start. He might not also available for game week 18. And on top of that, there'll be, even though there'll be double game week 19, with this uncertainty, I think a lot of managers will not bring him in for the return of LPL. So the rest, we can see almost the same team. The Pereira, William should start in midfield. I suppose other than that, there's not a lot of interest for both teams in terms of FPL. We go to the third match, Everton versus Wolves. What Frank Lampard has been saying, game week 17 may come too soon for DCL. So DCL has not returned yet into full fitness and might not be available for this game. Andres Townsend also suffered a setback, continue his rehabilitation, while Connor Cody against Wolves is on loan to Everton. He will not be eligible to face his parent club. So we can see the Holgate should partner Takosi at the heart of the defense. Patterson should come back into the right back and replace Coleman. He will play, I think so. The rest, it will be Guia and also Onana in midfield, while Gordon and Demarai Gray will flank for Neon Mope as the front lineup. For Wolves, the new manager Julian Lopetegui is actually in charge for this game. What he has been saying, there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of the long term. Johnny and Traore missed the EFL Cup, so they'll be assessed. They might not start. The rest, Pedro Neto, Khaled Zik, and Ziquinho is the long-term injury. Costa and Royal Jimenez are back from suspension and also injury. Costa might start this one. Maybe Jimenez. We shall see what the new manager is thinking. Ruben Neves has come back from the World Cup duty and they should able to start. I think with the new manager in charge, we still suspected on who to start, but we can base on the Wolves game against the FL Cup. I think one of the things that people are thinking, budget enabler. So Buena at 3.9 million as the fifth defender could entice you to bring him in. Or if not, Patterson on the right side of Everton, 4.0 million. So I think that's the news for Everton versus Wolves. We go to Leicester versus Newcastle. I think Newcastle, a lot of managers are thinking. For Leicester, I think this could be a big blow if James Maddison, Rogers had mentioned about Maddison situation. He has a knee problem and might not start and need to be assessed. I think that could be a big blow in terms of how Leicester are playing. Okay, and that's the other asset that managers are thinking outside the usual 8.0 million midfielder. But if he's not available, he will not be in our thinking. The rest are Justin, Bertrand, Pereira is out. Castagna and Thomas is expected to start at a right and left flank. Evans also on the sidelines. So we can see there in midfield elements, Sumare and Shrewsbury Hall is expected to start with Pride, Daka and Buns up front. It could be I forgot his name, but I think Vardy should be on the bench, or if he could start over Daka, we are not sure. In terms of Newcastle, they are ever ready, right? And they can continue their good form. They are actually at third place right now in the league. But Eddie Howe did mention that Isaac might not return until January. So with that news, Wilson should be a more secure start up front. Okay. And with that, I think the usual suspect, Bruno G, Villa, Almiron, Wilson and Joelinton will start. Trippier, Shah, Botman, Burn, or maybe it could be the left wings. Aston Villa. Sorry, Newcastle. Met target against Burn. Okay, but maybe Burn could actually start this game. So we are for sure Almiron, Wilson. If people are thinking to bring in Trippier, also excellent choice. Definitely will be in everyone team. So I guess this is the one that people are thinking. Next one, Southampton versus Brighton. Nathan Jones has spoken following after Tuesday EFL Cup win. Congratulations to him. Southampton actually have decent fixture for the next 6 game week, but with a lot of other interest from the big 6 and also the top form team like Newcastle, maybe not so much of Southampton. What he has been saying, Latvia did that feature. If you have something in training, it will be assessed day by day. Theo Walcott went off with a tight calf. Bela Kochap substitution was a precaution. Maybe Walker Peters or Ramon Perrot. Actually, people are thinking in terms of the 4th or 5th defender. Che Adams could come into conversation if you want a cheap enabler up front, replacing Mitrovic. He might not start. That could be another choice, but you can see people are going to a different players, okay, like of Wilson or maybe Marshall into the thinking, right? For Brighton, De Zerbi, the manager, has revealed that Adam Webster and Welbeck will miss the game in 17 fixture due to injury. Webster might not also be available for game week 18. Will like to remind Alex McAllister, who actually play for Argentina, he will be given 2 weeks from Brighton. So with that, Lallana could start in midfield. So we can see really, really good side of Brighton should start, except Webster and Welbeck. We can see there Colville come in for Webster, and Trossard should start up front, and he's playing out of position at 7.1 million. So I think that's another thing that manager could think of. That is potentially also people are talking about Brighton having potential double game in 21. So we can think of how to get him in or put him in right now. And we can see in terms of fixture ticker for Brighton, maybe game 70 against Southampton, but then 18 against Arsenal at home before Everton, or 19 then Liverpool in game week 20. So there's a mixed bag fixture for Brighton, but Trossard will definitely in our radar. Okay, we go next one. Villa versus Liverpool. I think this is the most interesting match. It could be tough match. The headline for game week 17. Villa has a new manager, Unai Emery. What he has been saying is Emil Martinez, the Argentinian keeper, the controversial keeper, will return to training next week. So definitely he will not be available to play. And Robbie Olsen, his deputy, might also face some injury, but he could be ready to start and train, I think, last Saturday. Jacob Ramsey is back in training, but will not available to face Liverpool on this Boxing Day. So Cash, Dinier, Konza, Mings in defense. In midfield, who? Douglas Lewis, Kamara, McGinn, Buendia. Start then Bailey and Watkins up front. There's a yellow flag for Bailey, I suppose, but he should be ready to start. In terms of Liverpool, okay, people are thinking like Salah and also Darwin. What Klopp has been saying, Miller and Firmino will be out. That's a crucial thing, especially for Firmino situation. It means that this will concrete much more for Darwin to start the game. And we can see there what else trend is hopefully will be better. Wasn't part of the full session. Let's see how it develops. So he will face a late fitness test, but we can see that in terms of prediction, Gomez could start right on the right back, Matip and Van Dijk, and also Robertson. I think Robertson now, if let's say people are thinking whether to bring in like the likes of Liverpool defense, I think Robertson is much better pick for now against Trent. Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago in midfield, and Salah, Nunes, and Ox Chamberlain. That's a weird one. We have not heard from him for quite some time. It could be Cavallo who start on the left side. We shall see, but the predicted lineup is like this. So if you're thinking about Nunes, Salah, you should be comfortable to bring them in. Next, Arsenal versus West Ham, London Derby. Arteta looking forward to actually get Arsenal back on track in terms of their performance. They are in top of the league right now. So I think the big news is actually about Gabriel Jesus, who actually injured during the World Cup fixture against with Brazil. Arteta has refused to put a time frame, but described it as a huge blow. So look, prediction, he be out for the next 2-3 months. So there's a long lay off. And Eddie Nketiah should start up front. Okay. Martinelli. If let's say Smith Rowe is back, but Arteta did mention here is close but not yet ready. So as for Nelson, will be out for the remaining weeks. Saliba is an interesting one. He will return, but whether he starts, the Predator line not mentioned he will start. If not, Rob Holding, which could actually get start ahead because he has been playing friendly matches. Okay, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Tierney. The usual suspect we can see there. Odegaard, Partey, Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah. Yeah, I think it's good value at 6.4, 6.5 million. And you're not sure whether you cannot stretch to Callum Wilson. You're not sure in terms of fitness of Martial. Then Eddie Nketiah could be your choice instead of to get replacement for Mitrovic. For West Ham, what else that we can see here? David Moyes did reveal that Skamaka and Antonio are doubts. Both are striker. If they are not available, then we can see Bowen might start up front. Then he actually playing out of position. In terms of West Ham fixture, if I can see here, after Arsenal, they have some good fixture, right? Coming up, Brentford, Leeds, Wolves and Everton. So not bad for the next 4-5 matches. Okay, if you're thinking about West Ham said. Fabianski, Ingo, Kufal, Dawson, Kehrer, and also Emerson. Not I forgot his name. I'm becoming so rusty right now, forgetting a lot of players' name. Cresswell. I'm not sure. It's a doubt, right? Okay. Suchek and Rice playing just up front at the back line. For now, Paqueta has been excellent with Brazil. Surprised he could actually deliver for West Ham. Ben Rama and also Bowen. Gerrard is more than capable of playing down in the middle. That's what David Moyes said. Let's go to my team, Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Chelsea has not been performing. I think they have like 3 games lost back to back before the World Cup break. What Graham Potter has been saying, okay, N'Golo Kante will be while out as a post-center getting February. Nobody is going to think about him. Reece James is the one that people are thinking. They played 65 minutes in friendly, so it could be an option. He should be able to start this game. Kovacic, Ziyech, who actually returning from World Cup, so they might not feature. And to be fair, they have been fringe player before the World Cup break. Anyway, Kepa looks like he will start because many just returned and get like a couple of day training only. So Kepa at 4.5 million, people are thinking, I think the combo with what, I think he should be safe. If let's say Kepa did not start, but at least what could start for Leicester. James, Kaloba, Koulibaly and Cucurella, but Thiago Silva could play somewhere there. Gallagher, Jorginho and Mount. People are thinking, but Gallagher could be an option if let's say he can cement his place there. I can see that Kovacic not start. Loftus-Cheek also on sideline. So there's a lot of injury for Chelsea. Armando Broja will be out. Yep. Chilwell is not ready for Fana. All are in the injury list. So a lot of people will not be available. Mason Mount could be doubtful, but hopefully he will start. That's what people are saying. For Bournemouth, not much of love, but what else here we can see? Lord Kelly is fit again, but wait, whether he start or not is something that the manager need to decide. Neto, David Brooks remain out. Gary O'Neill are hopeful that Jefferson Lamar
Tavernier back with minor injuries. If not, they might actually be light in terms of first 11. Solanke faced his ex-club. Moore should start up front. He scored a goal before the break. So, Bournemouth, even though a promoted team, but they have been stubborn, right? And they could be actually frustrate Chelsea at home. Next, MU versus Forest. Lot of interest in terms of Manchester United Forest. What Eric Ten Hag has been saying. Martinez availability is questioned after the Argentina World Cup win. I don't expect him to start. Varane also will not be start, and he also played a World Cup final. Sancho is expected to miss out. So, how about Dalot? Okay, Dalot also might not start in terms of predicted lineup, but Wan-Bissaka has produced an assist during the League Cup game. So I think it's okay, but in terms of long term, Dalot should be the one that starts. Yep. Yeah, Dalot might not be available due to hamstring injury. Okay. Lindelof, Maguire start at the heart of defense. Shaw maybe an option that you can have a look. Casemiro, Eriksen did score in League Cup game. And Tony, Bruno, and Rashford. I think Rashford people, and also Martial playing up front. He might not play full minutes, but against Forest, we can see the team news here. Dean Henderson will not play. Henderson has been the key player for Forest. Let's say when Hennessy play, I fear for the worst for Forest. This could be a high-scoring game, but we shall see how Manchester United will perform. Morgan Gibbs White and Aurier availability is inconclusive, so still uncertain. So if they don't play, I think Gibbs White is the key player for Forest. Lingard could actually make a return to Old Trafford. He's in this the Predator lineup. The rest are not much of interest for us. Nico Williams also not in this side, so he's still uncertain in terms of his placement. Then Patterson Bruyne is actually more likely to be in your Game 17 team. Last but not least, Leeds versus Manchester United. What Jesse Marsh has been saying, a number of players has been missing training. This will definitely not good news for Leeds fans, but it will be good news for Man City. Who else will be out? Luis Sinistra is on track on training, but he will not return. No Brentford here. No, who else? Okay. Christensen, coach, Cooper and Strike. This is a usual suspect. Greenwood. Wow, Greenwood playing in midfield. Forshaw and Roca, they're desperate to put players now. Harrison, Rodrigo, and Gnotto. Okay, I think the new signing, is it? For Man City, okay, what news that Gordon has shared, he has confirmed Ruben Dias return from World Cup or Qatar with hamstring injury and will set to miss the festive schedule, maybe the 2-3 game weeks until January. Kevin Phillips is not fit. Guardiola has mentioned about him being overweight. Alvarez, who actually with Argentina, will have a week, 10 days off. So we can see the Predator lineup, Cancelo, Akanji, and Laporte to start. Ake, it could be Stones. Yeah, we are not certain. But yes, will be out, that's for certain. KDB, Rodri, and also Gundogan in midfield. Mahrez, Haaland, and Foden to start. It could be Grealish, could be Palmer, but Haaland should continue to start up front. I think that's the one that people are thinking. Foden is another one that, and KDB, which one of them to bring in? KDB more certain. Foden is in this Brighton lineup. He could actually start also. So we just wouldn't know Guardiola mind, but this player should be starting. Okay, that's the team news. We go the top transfer for game week 16, top 5 in, top 5 out. I know people are thinking of finalizing their team. Surprise, surprise, Tony is actually the highest amount of managers bring him in, 965,000. The numbers could be different right now. I snapshot this last night. Rashford, 783,000 managers has agreed that he should be in our starting lineup. Darwin is there also, 775,000 managers, not that far off. Almiron also has been performing. He has destroyed my terms of my points. I have not have him. I will have him in my game 17. 704,000 managers to bring him in. Mitrovic, maybe before his announcement from Marco Silva, a lot of managers have bring him in 629,000. But he also featured in the most transfer out, second one, 699,000. Maybe after that news, he also has transferred out. Jesus, the highest with 1.5 million. No surprise, Jesus has been injured with Brazil. He will be out for quite lengthy period with Arsenal. Let me check. The last time Jesus ownership is around 50%, and now down to 41%. But still a lot of managers having him. Maybe an inactive players. We're not sure. Zaha also out. Trossard, even though, like I mentioned, people are thinking about Trossard, but that's the traffic right now. And Dalo, maybe because of the announcement of his non-availability against Forest, that's why people are not take him out and bring in maybe the likes of Patterson, Bruno, or even White. Same price for Dalo. So Zaha, if you have him, it's an interesting one. Crystal Palace, like myself, I have Zaha before this. He has burned me, especially the last game. He missed a penalty kick. I still remember he delivered 0 point. But if you feel that he could be the one, Crystal Palace has Fulham and Bournemouth, the next two. So he could be in our thinking, but not for me, because I feel Rashford is a better choice. And is cheaper than Zaha. Yeah. Okay. Quickly on the bookings, I touch a bit players that return that can play in game week 17. Dalo, if he's available. Chris Mempem from Bournemouth. Two Fulham player, Kenny Tete and Harrison Reed from Fulham. They also return. And Diogo Costa returned from the 3 game week ban for Wolves. So that's why he available. Who is not available for game week 17? There are 3 players. Tyler Adams, who received 2 yellow cards in game week 17. And also Rodrigo Bentancur. Okay, maybe I did not mention him. For Spurs, he will not available. He was suspended for 1 game. And also, like I mentioned, Mark Gill will not be available for Crystal Palace for this week. For yellow cards or suspension tightrope, we can see there players with 4 yellow cards. The obvious one, Saliba, still with 4. Jesus, we might not concern anymore because he'll be injured. Bailey and McGinn, maybe more to Bailey if people want to think about him for the 4.5 million spots. Okay, he on 4 yellow cards. McAllister, another one on 4 yellow cards. Mitrovic is definitely 4 yellow cards. Okay, I think another one, Kane, is another player that people should think if they want to bring Kane into our lineup. He might miss the next 1 or 2 games if let's say he been yellow carded. So that's I think we would like to highlight. Okay, I think that's the big players, especially Kane and Mitrovic, and maybe Saliba to an extent. All right. Azmin is not here, so I will run through my latest draft, my team draft. Okay, here we are. I think I will go template. Supposedly, what people are saying or what the community are looking at. I will have combo keeper Arrizabella Kepa. Okay, and what combo in goalkeeper department. Cancelo, I think I will also gamble in terms of James Weakness. Chelsea, we have double fixture coming up in Game Week 19. I want a Chelsea asset. People might say, why double up? Chelsea are not consistent, but I want to take advantage of Chelsea fixture coming up. Chelsea fixture for the next two also good against Bournemouth and Forest, the two promoted team side. Trippier, everyone will have him. He's at 65% ownership and growing. I think I will have Salah for now. Okay. And you can see there, I will only have two Man City asset because I think for the next two games, I will see more better in terms of KDB or Foden, who is the better asset, and bring them in ahead of game week 20 double game week fixture. Hopefully, Man City play that fixture. Okay, no FA Cup third round replay. I have Rashford for now. A lot of media are bringing him in. I feel Manchester United could explode against Forest. I want a United asset here. Rashford is in instead of Foden. Okay, Almiron and also Martinelli, really template. You could have Trossard in there. You can have Zaha in there. Maybe Saka or Degat. But I think I want to have these players. Okay, and then up front I have Darwin. Okay, I think for Liverpool he's more attacking in terms of stats. Also, he's better than Salah, uh, especially before the World Cup break. I want him. With Firmino is out also, Darwin is more secured. Haaland will be there and will be my captain for this week. Um, who is actually I'm thinking on the third striker. I think Martial. If Mitrovic has been declared by Marco Silva is going to be fit, I think Martial also a punt, especially he might not be certain in terms of his fitness, but I feel he's okay. Other option that I could pick there, Wilson, Nketiah, okay. Um, Maybe Edward. Tony, I don't think so. I'm afraid of his uncertainty moving forward, especially of his investigation. So I think Martial is just nice against Forest without Dean Hutchinson. Rashford and Martial could be in the mix in terms of involvement. They could return against Forest. So I want to have them. In terms of my bench, what did I mention? Andreas, as preparation with double game in 19, Fulham later. Okay. Patterson and Bruno are really go cheap. Maybe people says you should have one of Arsenal player defend like White on your bench, and maybe that will give me more opportunity to think about which Arsenal defense should get in. Especially they could actually double in game 21. There's a prospect. But for now, I will maintain this is James could go to Arsenal defense in future. But for now, I go cheap, Patterson and Buena. Hopefully, I don't need them for the next few weeks. So I think that's my team for Game Week 17. We go to Rakan IPL question. Mount or Harvest, very interesting question. Mount 7.5, Harvard's 8 million, or maybe slightly lower than 8 million. Harvard's could play, but Harvard's face competition with Aubameyang, right? Okay, but I think both are risky. It's a good punt if you want to go to any Chelsea asset. For me, maybe Mount, maybe more certain, but Harvard's I won't deter you from picking. I think Harvard's also could be an excellent choice. That's why I'm giving myself an option to see Chelsea for the next two game weeks before 19. who are the best asset. So we still have time, Rakan FPL. With Cancelo attacking stat not so good so far, which combo better in terms of value? Cancelo, Kepa, or Kaloba, Edison. I still feel Cancelo can return for the next few weeks. And you can see in my team, I have faith in Cancelo and Kepa combo. Kaloba might not play somewhere when Thiago Silva has returned. But he's cheap, right? 5 million and below. Edison investing 5.5 million, I'm not too sure. I will go cheap with Kepa. What else? Gabriel or White? I think this is also a dilemma. If you have White as your fourth defender, you will not have a Gabriel. For me, I want to have option. See whether Gabriel or Saliba could actually produce performance for the next 2 game week. In terms of expected goal, Gabriel is ahead of Saliba. So that's another thing we think. But Saliba and Gabriel really neck to neck in terms of total points, right? So maybe Gabriel for me. Okay. Bruno or Rashford, I'll pick Rashford in terms of value. Okay. Although Bruno will be in set piece and potentially penalty. If you have money, maybe, but I still pick Rashford in terms of value. Like you mentioned, Zaha, keep or sell. You can test for the next 2 game week. But in terms of midfield, there's a lot of options, right? So Zaha, maybe people are not thinking. But in terms of feature for the next 2, you could actually punt for him. Saka to Rashford, good move. You can do that, or you can have both. Saka, Rashford, and one of Almirón or Martinelli, if you want to double up into Arsenal. So in terms of ranking, maybe Rashford and then Saka. But Saka is on penalty, right? KDB or Foden, there will be a question that we have to think. If you want to start off, I think KDB is a better secure in terms of minutes of playing. Foden could be a better value at minimum, but you just never know in terms of minutes, right, for Foden. We shall see for the next 2 game week if you don't decide like me. But for now, if you want to bring anyone in, I think KD more secure in terms of minutes. Okay, guys, I think that's all for the live stream Gameweek 70 deadline. Remember, our Gameweek 70 deadline will be at 7 p.m. today. So we still have time. Don't panic. I think we already ran through the team news. If you can go for template, or maybe you can do some differentiation pick. If you don't want James, you could have any Arsenal defense, Gabriel or Saliba. I think is more than good option up front. If Mitrovic fitness is doubtful, you can go Marshall, you can go Wilson, Nikita. All these are good value to me. So I feel that's the one. If you are here in the stream, do support us by giving a like button to our stream and also subscribe to FPL Jedi Show YouTube. Okay, so until then, guys, good luck for Gameweek 17. We shall see again in Gameweek 18. So stay safe and good luck. Thank you for joining this stream. Bye bye.